Hello children, welcome to the first video of civics electoral politics. Children, in reality, in a democracy, it is neither possible nor necessary for people to govern directly. Children, in our country, our PM, President are elected indirectly by MP and MLAs. And the most common form of democracy, children, the most common form of democracy is for the people to govern through their representatives. So, in this chapter, you will listen and see how these representatives are elected or chosen. Actually, children, electoral politics chapter is all about election and election system. An an electoral system or voting system is a set of rules that determines how election and referendum are conducted and how the results are determined. Let's see one by one and try to understand it. Children, see topics which you have to study. First, election. Second, why election. Third, what makes election democratic? Is it good to have political competition? Next, what is our system of election? What makes election democratic in India? Conclusion. Last is conclusion. Mean at last we will conclude and sum up the election procedure and why still we prefer election process in a democratic country. Before I start explaining you about an election or all these points, I want to tell you the election story of Haryana where we are living so that you can understand and develop your interest in this chapter. Let's try to access the election of Haryana in India. From Haryana's election, you can come to know how one party of Haryana, especially children, I am talking about Lok Dal party, won the election in 1987 and in very next election means after 4 years in 1991 Lok Dal party lost popular support. So children, in your mind questions arise why and how they won the election, how they lost the election through though they fulfill their promises after coming to power. Let's see the general aspect regarding with election. Election report in Haryana. Chaudhry Devilal, he is the main head of the Lokdal party. Next, he next Nyaya Yudh means you can say Nyaya movement. Last, formation of Lokdal political party. Let's see story in detail. Chaudhry Devilal. Are you seeing children? Chaudhry Devilal or Lokdal party. Chaudhry Devilal, 76-year-old, was the leader and president of Lokdal party. Means I am talking about Haryana at that time. Means 1987 to 1991. If you see from these points, it will be clear to you. Chaudhry Devilal was an opposition leader in Haryana. He stood against Congress party. He started a movement called Nyaya Yudh, means struggle for justice. He formed a party Lokdal and campaigned his policies and promises all over Haryana. He addressed election meeting also. His party joined with other opposition party against the Congress. In election, children in election campaign, he gave the promises. If they will get a chance to form government, they would waive the outstanding loans of farmer and small businessmen. Means what they promise, if they will come to power, they will excuse whatever the loan which was on the farmer and on the small businessmen. Children, if you see second last point, he promised that this would be the first action of his government. Reason behind it If you see, children, the people were unhappy in the existing government, means at that time before 1987 or in 1987, at that time Congress party was ruling in the Haryana. Children, in 1987 state assembly election, Lok Dal and his party won 76 out of 90. Now see, I am explaining you about election which was held in 1987. So how many seats they won? 76 out of 90. Lok Dal alone won 60. Congress got 5 seats only. Means first time in Haryana Lokdal party means had got a clear-cut majority in the assembly election, and Congress was badly defeated in Vidhan Sabha election. The existing chief minister of Congress government resigned, and the governor, see at that time, governor invited Chaudhry Devilal to be the new chief minister, and newly elected member of Legislative Assembly means MLAs of Lokdal choose Devilal as their leader. As soon as he became chief minister, government issued an order to waived off means excuse the outstanding loan of small farmers, agriculture, laborer and small businessmen. His party means Lokdal ruled Haryana in the next 4 years. Children, when next election held in 1991, note down that when next election held in 1991, the Congress won the election and formed the government. So children, naturally question arise, why Lokdal lost election in 1991 when they had fulfilled the promise, when they had waived off all the outstanding loans. Think about it and then tell or send at least 2 reasons in comment box. Children, in our country, after 5 year assembly election, means after every 5 year assembly elections are held. Moreover, elections take place regularly in democratic country. Children, there are more than 100 countries in the world which are democratic. So children, living in a democratic country means our country India is a democratic country. So itself it excited us to know what is election procedure, why do we need election, what is its merit and demerits of election. So see one by one first. What do you mean by election? Children, the election is the mechanism in which the people can choose their representatives at regular intervals and can change them after 5 years if they wish to do. If they are interested, they don't want to go with the existing party, so they can change. This right people has got it in our country. This mechanism is called election. See some features of election. Number first, election is the procedure that allows members of an organization or community to choose representative who will hold position of authority within it. Children, you may have heard about MC, MP and MLA. They are our representative and try to collect information about them from your areas or city. Second point, the most important election select the leaders of the local, state and national government. At local level, we select or elect Sarpanch, Panch and MC. At state level, MLAs, and at national government level, we choose or select MP. Third point, the chance to decide who will govern at this level serve as an opportunity for the public to make choices about the policies, program and future directions of the government action. People see whether ruling party is working for the upliftment of people or not. Moreover, they are taking their country towards economic development or not. All these things are being judged by our people. If you see fourth point, at the same time, children, election promote accountability. Along with accountability, it creates responsibility of the leaders also. Children, see the panic of political party means how after every 5 years they are afraid or they are in panic, and the threat of defeat at the polls exert pressure on those party who is in power to conduct themselves in a responsible manner and take account of popular interest and wishes when they make their decision. Means every decision, every step should be in favor of public and for the country. In this in this you will see why elections, why it is needed. Children, election take place regularly in any democracy. We know that there are more than 100 countries in the world in which election take place to choose people's representatives. But question arise, children, but question arise, why do we need election? So reason behind it, that first if you see, a rule of people is possible without any election. If all the people can sit together every day and take all the decision, but but we already know that it is not at all possible in a large community like India, which is second largest in population, nor it is possible for everyone to have the time and knowledge to take decision on all matters. Therefore, in most democratic people rules through their representatives. See children, no doubt people play an important role in democratic country because they have got right to choose, elect and select their representative through their powers, and people's power is vote. Children vote. Children through vote only they choose MC, MLAs and MPs, means they have got power, means one person, one vote, one value. Children, when they elect or select their leader, they use this voting power. In an election, the voters make many choices. These are indicators or parameters which public keep in their mind before choosing them. If you see, they can choose who will make laws for them and for their welfare. If you see next, they can choose who will form the government and take major decision for the country. If you see, like BJP government took strict decision against Pakistan and China. If you see last point, so they can choose the party whose policies will guide the government and law and make our country safe. Let's see what makes an election democratic or feature of democratic election. Children, I had explained you in first chapter. Do you remember about democratic and non-democratic country and its features? Do you remember China and Pakistan call themselves democratic country, but you may be or you may not be aware of it that the final power rested in non-democratic in the hands of military officers. Means every big decision inside country or foreign relation, it was in the hand of military officer in Pakistan. And in China, power rests with Chinese Communist Party. Once again, I am repeating, in China, powers rest with Chinese Communist Party. But in democratic country like India, it is not like this. Power rests in the hands of people through their rights to vote. Let's see the minimum condition and the features of democratic election. If you see first point, everyone should be able to choose. It means that every vote should have equal value, not like Saudi Arabia. Second point, if you see, there should be something to choose. The parties and candidate should be free to contest election and should offer some real choice to the voters. That's why in our country we have multi-party system. If you see third point, the choice should be offered at regular interval, means after 5 years. After 5 years, elections are held in our country. Means election must be held regularly after every few years, means after 5 or 6 years. Fourth point, if you see children, the candidates preferred by the people should get elected. Means all representatives should be elected by people only. Fifth point, elections should be conducted in free and fair manner. The people can choose as they really wish. No unfair means should be used like Zimbabwe or in Pakistan. So children, these features might look very simple and easy condition for a democratic country like India. But there are many countries where these conditions are not fulfilled, like Saudi Arabia, Zimbabwe, Iran, and Iraq. Children, you can see some memes or cartoons related to election in our country. When election starts or comes in our country, like this cartoons or memes, you can see in newspaper and magazine. Some cartoons are there in your book also. Please do look at them also and think what the messages they are conveying to you. If you see in this cartoon or memes, children, see couching, request, and agenda for getting votes. I think you have recognized the person who is requesting for vote. Try to collect like these cartoons from magazine or from newspaper and paste it in your fair notebook. So children, I do hope you all have understood about election system and its features. Till next video, take care, stay home and be happy. Thank you children.